Okay, you're on.
Hello, it's 16 February 2016 and targeted individuals. I got a call last night from a targeted individual. We'll describe what that is and what it means. But realize there's over 100,000 people who are targeted by your taxpayer dollars to harass them. You're not alone, and there is hope. Over 100,000 in the U.S. alone are targeted. We know that. Under Project Monarch, Project Artichoke, MK Ultra is all listed in COINTELPRO, which is Senator Frank Church's final United States Senate report called COINTELPRO in 1975. We've known this for 4 decades, and we haven't been able to stop it. Every single president we put in office has not stopped this. They have been puppets. There are 4 types of super soldiers. There are 4 types of targeted individuals. The first type is the strong, fast killer. The NSA, the CIA run the world. They want to kill people that don't agree with them. So they bring these people, they're usually white, very light-skinned, blue eyes and yellow hair. They're humans mixed with monkey, chimpanzee, or ape DNA to make them very fast and very strong. And they kill. That's all they do. They have no conscience. They're completely demon-possessed. And they like to strut around. I am a super killer. I like to murder. Remember, there isn't a president in 4 decades who has taken this on. Dwight D. Eisenhower warned about it in 1956. They're chipped. All of these are chipped. The second is the super psychic program. They chip the heck out of their heads, put wires in their heads, and somehow they enhance their ability to become psychic. And the default program on all of these is God, and they all turn to God. Well, surprisingly enough, the super psychic guys who turn to God, God responds in a positive way. And now he's using them to destroy the people who do the super psychic program. And they don't know how to deal with it. They can't deal with it. Every time we go out with a super psychic, there are between 1 to 3 groups, sometimes 4 groups of people that follow us. We'll sit way out in a restaurant. They all go to that part of it. We sit way over here. They all move over there. We don't want anything to do with them. They're freaks and morons. And that's what they are. They're morons. They're there simply to listen. That's all they do is listen to people. We've got the test cases. Dick Cheney, we know there are pictures of him with Hitler in World War II. Putin, he gets the little slit eyes as a draconian. We have pictures of him in World War I and World War II. So whatever stories they're putting out are completely lies. Cheney is a human that lives till he's about 80 years old and his body starts breaking down. So they give him new elbows and new shoulders and new hips, new heart. But then they start trying to rebuild his brain because after 80 years, there's a problem. His brain starts to fade. Now, he's just one example, Dick Cheney. So, and we all know there's tons of doubles. Call them clones, whatever. Japan is cloning cows right now. Come on, they can clone humans. It's all over the press. They chip them. The problem is, in these targeted individuals, the chips begin to break down at age 25 to age 40. And the plastic coating on the computer chips, the plastic coating on the wires begins to degrade. What happens? You usually get cancer. You hear humming. You hear voices. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. Suicide. Suicide. Kill your boyfriend. Kill your boyfriend. You hear these voices in your head because you actually have little computer chips in your brain. We've shown this. We've shown a gal. We've shown a computer chip. A lot of times they put the Verichip in your back. They put the Verichip somewhere. They have these Verichip guns. If you get shot by a gun with a chip in it, kill them. Because they want to kill you. Then get the Verichip removed from your back. If you go to a standard doctor, they'll tell you you're crazy and call the men in the white coats and lock you up. But it's a physical chip. It's called a Verichip. Carl Sanders developed it. He told me he developed it so the freaks in the CIA can import cocaine, heroin, and marijuana from Vietnam. The Verichip was used in the boxes. They tried to use it in the Navy to mark ammunition. The problem is the Verichip vibrates and it blew up the ammo in the naval ship. Oops. So we've got the strong and fast killers, which are part monkeys, dumber than a rock, but fast. They take I forget what the name of the drug is. We've got the super psychics. We've got the test cases. These are the oops. These are the ones they're trying different chips to find out how to extend Dick Cheney's life. You know what? The solution's here. God's given it to me. And I'm not about to reveal how to extend your life because you're a little jerk. Then they have the harassed ones. These are ones that are the, oops, we made a mistake, but they're still alive. What do we do with them? Well, we'll just give them disability and put them out on the streets. And we'll cause them enormous amounts of pain, either through the Gwen Towers, the satellites, or men in black SUVs pointing silver things at you. Again, if they point a silver thing at you, Open fire with a pistol and kill them. They mean to cause you extreme pain. It's the only way you're going to stop them. What can you do? First of all, or run like hell, I guess. Share this video. Realize you are not alone. There are over 100,000 targeted individuals in this country. You ever wonder where your money goes again? For roads and for repairing streetlights? It's going underground for these super soldier programs. They are raping you from every dime you earn so they can produce killers and super psychics. Of course, they ended the super psychic program because the super psychics realize there is a God and they're turning on these freaks. Next, sleep near the ground. The radio waves are less near the ground. You're grounded. Make sure you sleep near the ground. If you have a smart meter, or if you want to block the waves from coming into your head, what you do is you get the copper screen from the hardware store and crumpled aluminum foil. Copper screen, aluminum foil. Copper screen, aluminum foil. Put it under a beanie cap. It's a way to scatter the waves. If you have a smart meter, you take a picture frame, you turn it around, buy a large $2 picture from Goodwill. You put crumpled aluminum foil, you put copper wire mesh. Crumpled aluminum foil, copper wire mesh. And you hang this picture right on the opposite side of the wall of the smart meter. And what happens is you scatter the waves from the smart meter, because the smart meter is used also to fry your brain if you're a targeted individual. Part of the stuff they're spraying out of the sky is a triangular and a rod-shaped computer chip. Each are gold tipped. They attach to the bottom of your DNA strand. Your DNA strand runs at 60,000 RPM. And what they do is they enhance your DNA reader. So when you walk through Fred Meyer, Kroger, an airport scanner, they read the chips in the bottom of your clothes made in China. They read the chips in your body. They read the chips in the glasses that are embedded. They read the chips in the fillings that the VA give you. You think it's wrong? A filling fell out. There was a chip in it. A little hole in my tooth. Thank you, VA. The dental office is worse than butchers. And they suck off the IMF. They'll take a tooth and fill it 4 or 5 times, and then put a cap on it, and everything falls off. So they'll take a tooth in a soldier's mouth. They'll get $3,000 to $4,000 for that one tooth. They got it all figured out how to rape and pillage the IMF, because the IMF owns the VA, the Veterans Administration Corporation. Advil, this is a really good thing to have on hand. Do not get negative. Do not let them feed off you. The demons feed off you in pain and when you're negative. Realize you're not alone and there is hope. Now, if you wait 1 minute, I'm going to get something. This is what we use for targeted individuals. All the time. Constantly. Same thing. Over and over and over again. If you're a targeted individual, you've been injected with all kinds of crap in your vaccinations. You know that. The Immucyst, 702-888-3315. That's 888-702-3315. It keeps your blood pressure down, and it keeps that Morgellons from clogging up your bloodstream and you from dying or being in excruciating pain. The Citricare kills the fungus that they inject in you. The telephone number is 800-622-8446.
What about that other 35 stuff?
What 35 stuff?
From Get the Tea.
No, this is the only thing.
Okay.
I love Get the Tea. It has some incredible products to help detoxify your body. You'll watch the video, Get the Tea, Jane's right. This is the only thing that'll keep your blood from clogging. Now, we eat seaweed, we eat triple flake, but we go to Maine to get it. You can get the dulse. You just sprinkle it on everything. That's the superfood you need. We also use blue-green algae because it has monatomic gold. It's from Puritan Pride. Their numbers, this is a superfood. It's really inexpensive. And their numbers, 1-800-645-1030. 1-800-645-1030. And I don't know Maine Coast Sea Vegetables because they just moved and they just changed their number. So if you want to get triple flake, anything that's flaked, you can just sprinkle on any food. That's a superfood. What happens is when you get a lot of minerals in you, and you get the Immucyst in you, when these chips begin to degrade, the heavy metals that they use in the chips cadmium, gold, whatever they use in the computer chips they decided to test in your brain. Isn't that nice of them? The superfoods displaces the heavy metals, and the Immucyst helps wash it out of your blood. Now, you can get the foot bath, that works too. But if you get the foot bath and you put it on your head to remove the metals, about 3 seconds later you'll have a massive migraine. You'll have to do this 30 or 40 times before you start removing the metals. That's why I say seaweed, Immucyst, and Get the Tea is great. Their products, the product Get the Tea will help flush your blood system too. You'll have to go back to the video. You can remove the chips if they're the Verichip. They're about this big and they're really skinny. You can actually have them removed if you have a doctor that has a set any morals. Most of them, all they want is money. But if you have a doctor with a set of morals, it takes about 10 minutes for them to remove that. If you have it in your brain, I've never done neurosurgery. I don't know what happens when you cut those wires. I don't know. And I don't think you can remove it because once the chip is in there, the brain grows around it. If you pull it out, you'll bleed to death in the brain. You're stuck with it. So the only option is Immucyst, seaweed, blue-green algae, and Citricare. That's it. And then using the ion cleanse to cleanse the metals. It will also short out it will temporarily short out those chips. We've talked with people with one chip, a dozen chips in their brain. Let me tell you, these little freaks and murderers are very busy. So we've gone over and the last thing. The last thing is really, really, really important. Because targeted individuals have no money. Why do they have no money? Because they want to keep them feeling bad about themselves. Anytime you start a business, here comes the FBI killer freaks. And they absolutely kill your business. They go right to the company, and before you know it, you're in trouble when you build a business. We tried to start a business, we got in trouble. I tried to start another business, I got in trouble. I go to Russia to stop the nuclear war, I come back, my home is occupied and all my money's gone. I live on the streets for 5 months. Every time you turn around, these freaks, and I became a targeted individual when I wanted to stop the nuclear war. I got a message for the FBI. Read between the lines, assholes. Sorry, I don't generally swear on the films, but there's a lot of anger in me towards these freaks who stole everything I own. These are 925. They're silver. Sterling silver forks. This is $20. This is $40. Guess what? I eat with a silver fork. It gives me tons of colloidal silver. I can walk around the house. Got tons of colloidal silver. $20. I have a lifetime supply of colloidal silver. If I want more, I just go. Works as an antibiotic. You can go to the feed store. They sell oxytetracycline. They sell a lot of creams that are very good for the stuff they're targeting you for. For the people who are getting burned with their weapons, because I know a lot of people who've been shot in the back of the neck by these little girly boy cowards who hide in their black SUVs and steal your tax money. They run from you. They're afraid of you. They're physically afraid of you because when you encounter them, you want to just destroy them. They are little girly boys. This works great for burns. They survive on the brotherhood of evil. That's how they live. They suck your money. And our presidents are puppets. None of them are men. And we keep hearing about this republic. General Dunford, he's going to start the republic. Yeah, right. He's another girly boy appointed by Obama. And if you cross him, like Judge Scalia, who was a targeted individual and made a judge because he's a perfect little demon-possessed clone, he lands on Admiral Poindexter's ranch. Admiral Poindexter, a good Nazi, Sieg Heil. Obama follows him in Air Force One, has a talk with him, leaves, and they kill him. They beat the tar out of him and kill him because he doesn't agree with Obama. Then they shoot him with a gun with an ice chip. Bam, he's dead. It's listed all in COINTELPRO Pro. It's all these weapons are listed. And that's 40 years ago. Oh my God, if they wanted to kill you, they just tune the satellite on your head and kill you. But they don't want to kill you. They want to harass you and keep you alive just as long as they can to suck your energy so the demons are happy. That's who they are. Okay, Jane, do you have any questions?
No.
No. Do you have any other thing that we could possibly do for these people who are targeted individuals and they're trying to keep alive and keep in excruciating pain and they're generally thin and they're they age real fast and they're just totally in pain most of their lives?
Well, you never explained why the program was developed in the first place.
The program was developed to do two things. Well, three things. Number one, they needed strong, fast killers. They want to take out the 1st Special Forces. They send in a super soldier and they kill out people in the 1st Special Forces, which they're going to try here next week because there are some patriots still left in the 1st special forces. So these Nazis underground are going to try to go onto Fort Lewis and kill some people when they go home. That's who they are. Arm yourselves. They're freaks, and they need to be dealt with. They needed super psychics to control people. They needed this group of people that aren't demon possessed that control people. So they can sit there, they can control Obama. Oh, that one dies, we'll put another one in. They can control them with their mind. The problem is they went to their default program and turned to God. Now they can't use them, and now they're going against the super soldier program. Everything's coming out. The third thing they needed were test cases. They needed to know when a man, because they can only extend the human life to 80 years. We've extended it to indefinitely. We haven't done that film yet. Because I don't know if I want people like Dick Cheney and George Bush Jr. to know. We save their lives, and how do they respond? They send the FBI out to seize my property. I don't know if I want them to live a long time. I want them to face God and die. That's my personal feelings, which is why we haven't done how to extend human life indefinitely. We can fix their computer chips, but I don't want to tell them. But these are the tests. They've tested they probably have 10,000 super fast killers. They reach about 60 and they kill them because they're no longer any use. We probably have 1,000 super psychics, and they ask them stupid questions like, if we ordered you to kill Dick Cheney, would you kill him? And then the answer is, well, no. Why wouldn't God just drop a meteorite on his head? I mean, these people who run these programs aren't that intelligent, and they're not that psychic. But they want the power of controlling people. They have the test cases to extend their lives, and none of them are working. They're absolutely a failure. The longest they've had a chip last in the brain is 40 years. So that means Dick Cheney will be dead soon because he had the chips installed about 10 years ago. He may not even know it. But he's on the short list. Him, I don't know. His eyes turn to slits, and you take the pictures, and there's little spirits hanging around him. I don't know who the heck Putin is. But that's what it is. And then, so they got the super fast killers, the psychics to control people, the test cases to make people like Cheney live long, and then they have the people they can harass and feed the demons. Those were the 4 goals for the super soldier program. And the 4th one just developed as they screwed up. Hey, this guy's in a lot of pain. The demons are feeding on him. Good, let's make more of these. So if you're a targeted individual, you're not alone, and there is hope. You're going to have to watch this film 5 or 6 times. So, and I may not be able to answer the phone because I'm getting 6 to 12 calls a day. And everybody wants to talk for 2 hours, and that's okay because they have a lot of questions. But that means that I just don't have time to answer the phone all the time because I might be on with somebody else, or I might be doing a video. So, I don't know what else to say. If you can move into the country where there's no Gwen units, no cell towers, that's probably good. You can sleep low to the ground, that's good. But then again, they have satellites, but they don't have 100,000 satellites to harass you with. They'll just periodically sweep you to give you headaches. They sweep where we're at. We can feel it when they sweep us. It's all to destroy and kill. Lucifer hates life. And Lucifer's broadcasts say that we're supposed to overcome all this and do videos on how to overcome it. And as a retired captain, I'm a federal officer. As an ambassador, I'm was an acting president for another country. And as a member of foreign royalty, I'm a member of their government. So I'm not exposing what the government's doing. I am the government, and I'm telling what we're doing. This is what we are doing. I don't think I'm going to affect the program that much. But this is what we, as a nation, are funding and doing. So I'm bringing this forward as a member of the government, not as a whistleblower. I hate the term whistleblower. I am a federal officer, and this is what we're doing, and it's disgusting. And if I could stop it, I could. And if I had the power to beat General Dunford to a pulp and say, you get your troops out there and stop this, I would. But I don't. I'm a little disabled vet in the middle of Tacoma, Washington. They've locked me down. So pray that your eyes are opened. Pray that your depression leaves. Watch the video, The Cure for Depression. And then pray that these people who target you are all made so sick they can't get up for the rest of their lives. Any other questions, Jane? No, you're like, I've been dealing with these people now for the last 3 years. And they are in pain, and they are alone, and they are depressed. And it's time to get rid of the pain and the depression because you are not alone. There are a lot of you out there. And as for the DOD who's going to call me and harass me, maybe you ought to ask why you're harassing me. Because if I'm exposing the truth as a member of the government, why on earth would you harass me other than the fact that maybe you are a targeted individual also, and that's why you were called in to harass me? Yeah! Maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, maybe I'm a targeted individual. Maybe I need to take this seriously, stop harassing people, and realize I'm being used by the freaks at the top. And it's time you took charge of your life and stopped criticizing people and realize you're being used. They're pimping you out as a whore to harass people. Is that pretty clear? Stop it. Take charge of your life. You can, and you will. Okay, any other questions, Shane? Oh, this is way out there, but it's true. Thank you very much, and God bless, and I hope each and every one of you realize you're not alone. There is hope, and you can take all these steps. It's going to take a while. You're going to have to watch this over and over and over again and understand. So anyway, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.